A British worker who was recently freed from detention in Iran has criticised the UK government for taking 6 years to secure her release. Our Europe correspondent Anne Barker is following developments from London. Anne, good morning. So this woman has spoken about her time in Iran.
That's right. Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe was released only a week ago after 6 years in an Iranian jail. She was convicted of plotting to overthrow the Iranian regime sort of back in 2016. Now, she was amazingly composed and calm today when she gave her first press conference in London at the Parliament with her husband Richard Ratcliffe, who's campaigned tirelessly throughout those years for her release. But she did accuse both the UK and Iran of treating her like a political pawn. And she's asked why it took 6 years for her to be released, given that it was a £400 million debt that was ultimately paid that secured her freedom. And she says that only 2 to 3 weeks after she was jailed back in 2016 that Iran told her that it wanted something from the Brits and she would not be freed until that was handed over, and that they kept their promise. It was this payment of £400 million for military tanks that Iran had ordered before the 1979 revolution, and that they were, of course, never delivered. So this debt was only recently paid, and she only walked free with one other dual national citizen last week. She says that, she can't understand why it took 5 foreign secretaries and 6 years to be released for something that she ultimately never did. And this is what she had to say.
I don't think anybody's life should be linked to a global kind of agreement on whatever that is, whether it's nuclear, whether it's environment or whatever. Every human being has got the right to be free. And what really upset me all these years is my life was linked to something which has got nothing to do with me.
So Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe saying there that she doesn't understand why she was held for 6 years. She says her prison term will always haunt her, but at the same time she says she's determined not to hold a grudge for the rest of her life.
Anne Barker in London, thank you.
Well, back home